It's Tuesday stitch time. Grab your hook and yarn. We're making something cozy, cute and warm. New stitch, new trick, let's learn today. Easy steps, I'll guide the way. Whether you're new or stitching pro, come along, let's hook and go.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pseudo's Crochet and More. This is your host Crystal. I am behind the scenes right now because it is Tuesday, which means it's a Stitch Tutorial Tuesday. Today is back to the basics. We are doing the treble or triple or however you see it, crochet stitch. I'm going to be using a 4-weight yarn and a 5.5 millimeter hook. Wait, and there we go. The Nice Met set or Suavitor or however it's labeled on Amazon at the time. I always, when I use these hooks, I always put a link to them in the description box. If you want to try them out, you can purchase one, you can purchase the whole set. I purchased the whole set, and I really love these things. But that's up to you because they are inline hooks, which means the head stays in line with the rest of the shaft of the hook here. I do not like boy-style hooks. I will use them if I need to because the yarn's just not working with the inline, but otherwise, it's in line for me. Okay, so the treble or triple crochet stitch is any multiple plus 3. So stitch up, you can chain up however many chains you want to do, and then add 3 at the end. I'm going to go ahead and chain 23. 20 is my chain plus the 3, so 23. It is picking me up, right? I hope. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Okay, I've got 20. Now I'm going to add 3 more chains to this. 1, 2, and 3. So I have 23 chains. Now, I'm going to tell you 2 different ways. If your pattern calls that you count the chain 3 as a stitch, you're going to want to mark this stitch right below the one on your hook. But for today's tutorial, I'm not counting the skipped chains as your first stitch. So we're going to yarn over twice, 1 and 2. We're going to skip the first 3 chains, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to insert our hook into the 4th chain to pull up a loop. You will have 1, 2, 3, and 4 loops on your hook. You'll yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again, pull through 2. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over one more time and pull through both loops. And you've just completed your first treble or triple crochet. And that's going to be the repeat all the way down to the last chain. So yarn over twice, or yarn over, then yarn under. Go into the next stitch, chain, pull up a loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. Again, that is the repeat all the way down to the last chain. I'm grabbing both loops. You don't have to. You can just stick your hook into that chain. I hope everybody's doing well today. Hopefully, if you celebrate Father's Day, that you had a nice day on Sunday. It was the first day of summer. I am recording this on Saturday, so my husband went out to ride on his bike after we went grocery shopping. So I'm trying to get some videos done for the week. I did have a song for yesterday and Sunday. So if you didn't hear them, go back and check them out. Yesterday's is a parody of Radio Gaga by Queen. It's called Crochet La La. I've been doing a lot of parody songs. There's a song you'd like me to try to make into a crochet parody, let me know, and I'll work on it. But yeah, I have an exciting video for tomorrow when I'm at the doctor's office with my mother-in-law, because she has, as I talk about it in there, she has a testing CAT scan for her lungs to make sure she's not getting lung cancer because she smoked for so many years before her stroke. And that the premiere weekly sale will be delayed because I won't be able to do it till I get back home. And it also depends on if I have to kick my husband out of the office. Depends on what he has to do for work when we get back. So that video will be out tomorrow. It just will not be at the normalish time, I guess you could say. Because I don't know how long we're going to be there. Sometimes we're there all day, it feels like. And other times we're in and out. So it depends. And then Thursday, I actually have a video for you guys on Thursday. Kim from Affordably Crafty, you need to stop going to places and showing us things that are reasonably priced. I did break down and buy some of the Hill Folk kits, but I think I'm going to try. I still have to make up one of each of them, so I'm going to try to do that when I get done with the videos that I can get done for next week, set up and ready to go. Now, the triple crochet can be very open if you use too big of a hook. So if you want it really tight, tight, close stitches, you'll want to use a smaller hook. That's just my opinion. I like the triple because you're doing 3 singles at the same time. If you see, like, this is the first one. That's the second one, for a double, and the top one is the third one. Now, this stitch is a yarn eater. So if you don't, it won't take as much to get something done because you're doing triples, but it does use a lot of yarn up. So it's something that you don't have a lot of yarn for. I guess depending on what you're making, because like I said, it's kind of like you're doing 3 singles at the same time. In the same stitch. You're doing 3 rows instead of 1 row. It's not a bad stitch. Just got to remember that you have to yarn over twice before you go into your next chain or stitch. But a lot of people like to double crochet, but if you think about it, you're getting 3 rows into 1 row. So this is row 1 instead of like you're working on row 3. So it does work up quickly, but you also go through the yarn faster. It's not, I guess I could say, it's not a yarn eater like a puff stitch or something like that, because that's one single row that you're doing that on. That's what it looks like so far. I've got one more chain to do, and then we'll start row 2. And again, if you're using this that's in a pattern, you'll want to make sure you follow the written instructions, the diagram, because some people will use the chaining to get to, before you turn to get to the next row, as the first stitch. Now I'll show you how to do both. So I'm going to do row 2. We're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to turn my work. This I'm not going to count as my first stitch. Okay. So we're going to yarn over, under. I don't know if that's really yarn under. I think it is, because you go under the hook and are over. So now we're going to go ahead and go back into that first stitch to pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So this actually counts as your first triple, treble stitch for row 2. Now we're just going to repeat that all the way down to the last stitch, and I'll show you how to end this one. So I'll just talk while I'm doing this so it doesn't look like I'm just crocheting here. All right. So I'm trying to get back to where I've got a full week's worth of... That is not... Do that right? Don't think I did that one right. Yeah, I definitely didn't do that right. Okay. I just knocked my hand into my soda can. Okay. I've been doing doubles a lot, so I do apologize if that happens while we're doing the tutorial here today. But I'm really trying to get back into getting a full week's worth of videos for you guys. Some weeks I do not have Thursday or Friday videos, but hopefully that will change soon. Hopefully that will change soon. I am looking at doing the Tunisian crochet tutorial as well. And I'm going to try to start with the basic stitches, get you familiarized with those before I actually go into the more advanced stitches with that. Because not only do I need to learn them so I can teach you, but I can also make some swatches to show you what it looks like worked up. And Tuesdays will just be regular crochet stitch tutorials. I'm not going to change that. Oh, sometimes it could be an actual pattern, like with the blanket. That's really the only one that I've ever done that's been a pattern. But I gave you guys the stitch multiples and all that stuff for that blanket, so you could make it any size that you want to. All right. I'm trying to stay in focus here. I know it's kind of... My hair's falling out everywhere. It's in my yarn. It's on my clothes. It's just everywhere. All right. Now I remembered, instead of struggling with this blue aqua color, that I pulled it up from underneath my desk so I can have it to the left of me instead of to the right of me. Okay. Getting down to the last few stitches here to finish row 2. I will be so happy when fall comes around. I love Texas, but as many months as it's hot, I'd rather have the cold weather. But I don't want to move back up north to get it sooner, so I'm kind of like in between. My favorite temperatures are 60, about 60, 65, 70 maybe, but anything really above that temperature is just killer down here. Okay, so I've come to my last stitch because I did not count this chain 3 from the beginning as a stitch. So I'm just going to go ahead and go into this last stitch here, which is this spot right here, and all this damn hair. I'm going to go into that last stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. That ends row 2. Now, on the next row, I'm going to show you how it would look, how you start and end row 3 by using that first chain 3 as the actual first stitch. So we're going to go ahead and go chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to go ahead and turn my work. Now, we're going to skip this first stitch because this counts as your first triple or treble crochet. So we're going to yarn over, yarn under, and go into that second stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that is the second stitch for row 3. We're going to go ahead and go all the way down to the end, and I'll show you how to finish row 3. So we're going to go into the next one, do our next treble or triple. I call it triple because you're basically doing it 3 times. But I know it's also known as the treble stitch too, so... I have to make my husband brownie cookies while he's out. So when I'm done with this, that's what I'll be doing is making brownie cookies. I know, right? What the heck? Brownie cookies? Well, you augment the brownie recipe and adds a little extra stuff to it to make it into cookies. I'm hoping they turn out okay because I'm still kind of leery about it, but he likes to have brownies with the crispy edges, and you can't get that if you make a full thing. The only pieces he likes are like the ones in the edge and the corner. He leaves the center ones alone. Unless nobody else is eating them, then he'll go for them, but he prefers to have the crispy edges. So, all right. Trying to make sure I stay here in the line of the camera. Yeah. And you'll see on the rows that are above the first row, they're actually a little bit further spaced out than the ones below them. It's just weird. I don't know. I guess it's one of my pet peeves about this stitch. Unless I'm mixing it with something else, it just kind of... I think a lot of people underrate this stitch because it does use a lot of yarn, but as I mentioned, you're using that yarn, yes, but you're getting twice the height on one row, or 3 times the height. twice the height, 3 times the height. Okay, so we're down to the last actual triple, treble crochet stitch here. We're going to put one more stitch here. And then, because we counted this as the first double, we need to go into that top of the turning chain 3 to place the last triple crochet. So we're going to go ahead and go into this one here. This one's easy to find, but if you're still having trouble finding your turning chain, you are more than welcome to mark that stitch before you turn your work. So we're going to go ahead and pull up a stitch there and finish row 3. Now this doesn't matter what row you're on when you have something, unless it specifies in the pattern. You could use either direction. You could use this is the right side or this is the right side. Just depends on how whichever way I guess looks the best to you, you can use. It is a reversible stitch. Okay. And then you just repeat it. If you're not going to count that chain 3 as your first stitch, then you'll still chain 3 to get it up to height. So 1, 2, and 3, turn your work. And then into that very first stitch, you'll go wrap your yarn twice, go into that first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now, I will tell you that at the end of this, we're going to have to use, even though it's really not part of this row, I'll show you what I mean here. Okay, yarn over twice, go into the next one, just keep repeating it down to the end of your chain, the chain that you start, your end of your row here. And if you hear that clicking in the background, that's my ceiling fan. I've mentioned it before in other videos, but we're getting down here. And again, I've mentioned this before too. If there's ever a stitch you guys would like me to do a tutorial on, please let me know in the comments section. I will research the stitch and see if I can get a tutorial for you. It might not be right away, but I will get one for you. I'm still waiting on my next Crochet Nation magazine or newspaper as well, because I haven't received this month's yet. I don't know why it's so late, but it is. So, all right. So we're coming up to the last couple of stitches here. All right. So now, because we counted this not as our first stitch. We did do a stitch in here. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So this stitch right here is your last stitch. So because you're going to have 20 stitches going across. So you want to make sure that you don't have more than 20 stitches, or whatever you did, you chained up minus, you add the 3, but don't count that 3 if you're not counting that first, the chain 3 as a stitch. If you are, then it's 21 stitches. But if you're not, then it's 20 stitches. So we're going to go ahead and go into this one here, the top of this last stitch here. Make sure it's not the turning chain, and make sure that all your yarn overs, yarn unders stay on your hook, and then finish the row. And then this, you can use your chain 3s. You can use if you want to use a border to cover those up. The only time it might be a little bit difficult is when you're not counting it as your first stitch. So it might be a little bit difficult to get in between those two, and then you chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and turn your work and start the next row. So you're always going to have 20 stitches. If you count this as your first crochet stitch, then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So again, it depends on how many, if you're counting for 21 or 20. If you're doing 21 on this row, because you can alternate it. You could do, okay, I'm not counting it on this row because I did it on the last one. So since we didn't count it on this one, you could count it on this one. It's going to stay the same. It should stay the same edging. The edging should still line up perfectly when you, depending on how you use your chain 3 at the beginning or end of the row. So, like I said, this works up quite quickly. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, which would be normally about 8 rows if you were doing just single crochet. So, this is a little weird over here, but that's because that hasn't been worked up yet. But this side is pretty much straight. And if it's not, again, you can always add a border to it to pull it and straighten it out too. So that is going to be it for today. Here, wait, hold on a second. Let me do one more thing. Let me measure, move that hook. So it's just about 7 inches this way and 4 inches that way, because I'm starting at the 1 marker. So that's not too bad. But again, I think a lot of people discount this stitch because it can become very holy. But I think if you use a smaller hook, you won't have that problem. Like I used a 5.5 for this. I could have used a 5 and it would have been a lot tighter together. You wouldn't have, let me just pull that out real quick. You wouldn't have these slight little gaps in between your stitches. But some people like a little bit of openness, but I also know that some people don't like it to where there's a big space in between. So, alrighty. Well, I think that's going to be it for today's video. Come back tomorrow. Check out what I got to show you. It's awesome stuff. It is awesome. I'm already trying to think of what I'm going to do with it. If I'm going to put it all in one project, or if I'm going to do swatches with it, or if I'm going to do something totally different with it. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'll do something with Tunisian. See how it looks in Tunisian crochet. But yeah, check back tomorrow. See what I got. Check out what kits I got on Thursday from Hill Folk that's available on Walmart's website. I will have a link there for the product. You can check out all their products, or you can check out Kim from Affordably Crafty's page for that video, because she had quite a bit in her area, but I don't have any of it at my local store yet. And I bet when it does come to my local store, it's going to be discontinued. It's going to be on clearance, because that's just how my Walmart by my house works. So, all right. Well, I'm going to stop yapping here. Let me know in the comment section if you use this stitch a lot. Do you don't like this stitch? I'd like to know your feelings about this stitch. And let me know if there's any stitch that I haven't done yet that you would like me to do, and I'll be glad to do it. Again, in the comment section, I don't know if you guys don't tell me. So, all right. Well, if you like today's video, please give me a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content and haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe and then the notification bell, so you're always aware of when I put out new content. Until next time, I hope you all stay safe, stay warm or cool, and happy crocheting. Bye-bye.